Okay, heading into the next section, we're going to start plotting our distribution. So what we'll do is we'll do this in a for loop to do everything at once. So we'll go for feet in df.columns. So this is going to give us a list, and we're going to iterate through all of the column titles in our data set. We'll go if df.feet, and then we'll go .data type equals to, we have integers, floats, and objects. So we'll do integers and floats first. So if that's equal to an integer, and we'll plot this as, or make sure we wrap this in parentheses because we're going to do a dual logic statement. So or, so if it's an integer, or we can just copy and paste this. Or if it's a float, let's do df.feet.plot, and let's do kind equals hist. So give us a hist plot. But what we want to do, we also want to make sure that we title our plot. So we'll go plot.title, and then we'll give it feet. And we want to make sure we print out our plot so we're not just iterating and printing or populating the same thing on top of the other one. So let's go plot.show. And now this will iterate through and give us the integers and floats, but we also have some object data types. So let's handle those. So else, so if it's not an int or a float, we know it's going to be an object. So else, let's do df, or let's do this with seaborn. So sns.count plot, and data equals df, x equals feet. So go there, and we're going to do the same thing. Plot.title equals feet, and then we'll go plot.show to make sure we're printing out all of our plots. So let's run this. You can see here we're getting nice count plots of our data. Here we see that age has a very close to normal distribution, a little bit of an imbalance between male and female. Again, there's also an imbalance between ASY pain type, chest pain type, and we have a lot of these events or observations. We don't have very many for TA. You can see that a resting BP. There are some outliers over here on the left-hand side. Cholesterol, semi-normal distribution, and there is a little bit of an outlier or tail on the right-hand side. A little bit of an imbalance in the fast BS, and the resting ECG again has a little bit of an imbalance between the normal and the other two categories. Or pretty close to a normal distribution with max heart rate, exercise angina. The imbalance isn't too bad, and we can see old peak, semi-normal distribution. Not too bad, but we can see there are some outliers over here on the left-hand side. ST slope, a little bit of an imbalance where we have not a lot of observations with the down category. And we also see we have heart disease. We have a good amount of, or a very close to balanced data set between the two targets that we're going to be targeting. So we won't be favoring one when we're predicting the model. Now let's do a pair plot to do a bivariate analysis. So we'll go sns.pair plot, data equals df, and then what we're going to do is we're going to call hue, and let's take a look at how our target feature plays into disease. And what we also want to do is kind equals KD, and this should give us a good representation of the data set. So let's wait for this to load. And you can see the kernel density estimation plot gives us a nice, it's kind of like a contour plot of a geography. So if you're looking at valleys and peaks, you'd kind of see something similar, but this gives us a good sense of where there's separation between the two features. And we can see that, that's a good one here. We can see that this very old peak has some very distinct relationships with one class that we're going to try and target versus the other. So this would be a good feature to use. We can see that in every sense, you know, old peak across age, resting cholesterol, fasting BP, and heart rate, we see a good amount of separation, especially in max heart rate by old peak. You can see that the center of gravity, the weight of the density of these distributions are in very different places. And so that would be a good feature. And we can even see it here by the histogram plot. We can see that there would be quite a lot of value in adding or using this old peak feature. It's also really important to look at the correlation with our target. So let's start off and do a heat map. So sns.heatmap. And what we'll do is we'll go df.core, so for a correlation matrix, and we'll put that right into the heat map. And we've got to make sure we spell heat map correctly. And we'll run that. We'll get a nice little plot. And this, if we're looking at our heart disease, we can see that there isn't a strong correlation with any one feature. And this is what makes our job hard in terms of predictive analytics. But we can see that some features are more correlated than others. There isn't a very high correlation, but we can see that we do have quite a few, maybe between the 0.2, maybe getting up to the 0.6, but around the 0.4 range. So let's look at that in a little bit more detail. So let's go df.core width, and let's test the one feature. So we want to give it the series that we want to test the correlation with. So let's give it the series of our heart disease. So heart disease of our target class. So we run that. We can see here, and let's actually sort the values. So .sort underscore values. And this will give us in ascending order, we will see, so we can see that max heart rate, it does have a strong negative correlation. So that's a very good, interesting feature to pay attention to. And we can also see that old peak, as we identified already, has a very strong positive correlation. So those will be very good features, and something like resting BP might not be the best feature as it has a low correlation with our target. It still might provide value though, so we shouldn't forget about it.